Alright, heavy rain and snowfall on whatever day they're talking about. Probably today. Thick fog. They're still saying a storm is coming, not that it's here. Thick fog tomorrow too. The game's like, you don't get to go back to Riverside. We're gonna make the weather as uncooperative as humanly possible for as long as we can get away with. Alright, let's grab 4 light bulbs because all of the light bulbs have burnt out here, which makes it hard for me to see. And there's no point in putting all the effort to put all that out there if we're not going to at least keep the light bulbs. We're also going to drop a bunch of these hunting knives off because, I mean, while I certainly do like to carry around an extra bunch of hunting knives, there is a point where you're going, I'm just carrying around too many hunting knives. Don't make me move all my stuff up again because I have filled up another weapon cabinet game. Oh, let's just drop the thread on the floor here. Not the oven, the floor. Right, the light bulbs. I honestly probably need to put another light way over here. I probably also need to actually start paying attention to when zombies have the radios and disassemble those for light bulbs. Oh, that one still has a good light bulb. Yep, 17 katanas, I believe, at this point. Alright, so sports car, we had a whole bunch of plaster in it. Eek. We can just leave that all in there. Grab the other 5 out of our passenger seat. And the last one out of our glove box. Because I too keep bags of plaster in the glove box of my sports car. It's just what you do. I think when we have these days that, like, we're just like, alright, we're just staying at the base, building up, that kind of thing. I think we'll make the upstairs a katana showroom. Like, genuinely, we'll go up here. And just, like, right here, we'll make a big room that's just a line of shelves for katanas. Because I do have a feeling we will get enough katanas to fill up most of it, if not all of it. Okay, so those are just regular tires. Wait, did we set our bag down? I think we set our bag down. Where did we put in our inventory? Where'd our bag go? Because it thought I tried to climb the fence, but because it's holding right mouse button, it didn't. Let's see. Last time I built a base from scratch, I basically built stilts with a staircase up to it. Previous base before that, I made a decision that got it torn to shreds. Yeah. You do have to be careful. Like, individual zombies aren't that problematic for bases like this, but if you get hordes pulled onto your base, they can wreck it pretty quick. I find it amusing how almost every single car I hop into in this game and I turn on the radio, it always starts at full blast. It's like, who is running around everywhere with the radio absolutely cranked to its complete highest possible setting? Like, certainly there will be some, but like every car? Come on. Oh, you know what I should do? Give me a moment. Quick shifting gears here. Face Fanatic says, my neighbors. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I've definitely known the type of people. Ogos said, my parents used to do that because they like to drive on the highway with the windows down and listen to talk radio. Yup. That sound you hear is a very unhappy engine that really wants to shift gears if I would just give it a little bit more gas. It's like when you hear the old muscle cars and like someone is just having to drive like 10 miles per hour. And you can practically hear the poor car scream. That's another thunderstorm. Game! I thought you were warning me about the thunderstorm we were already dealing with, not that there was literally going to be a thunderstorm following our thunderstorm. Come on. Oh, right, I need tools. Tools. You know, you're not wrong. Yeah, like, I could potentially work on the fitness stuff. I think for the moment I'm going to focus on the mechanic and all that. But yeah, you're not wrong that now is probably not a bad time if I'm just going to have the game, like, absolutely going. Because the worst thing is I believe tomorrow we're supposed to have thick fog. So basically, even if I was to go, well, let's squeeze in 2-3 days of beating up on Riverside, it's even gone out of its way to be like, we're going to put some crap weather in the middle of this crap weather so that you just absolutely cannot get anything done. Yeah, the problem is, to max out tailoring, I gotta find zombies. Which means I gotta get to Riverside. That said, we'll probably end up dealing with a bunch of that in not too long. Now, here's hoping we can get up to Mechanic 5. Because like I said, this is all going to be important when I actually find a police car or an ambulance or something that's not garbage. They're going. Booty Paper says, how are we going to approach Louisville as far as a base goes? Love the playthrough so far, by the way. Actually, I can, once we finish with this mechanic, I'll actually show you my intended plan for going around the map. Just strategically, what order I'm going to be doing stuff, what I'm going to be doing bases-wise, that kind of thing. Not all of it's like set in stone or anything, but I do have a plan for quite a bit of it. There's like a few details I'm like very flexible on with the plan that we'll deal with it however we have to deal with it, but most of it's pretty straightforward with the get-go. I Can't Kill Him says, maybe by the time it gets to Louisville, most of Louisville zombies will have migrated out. If you're doing it last anyways. I don't think the zombies often, like, I don't think the zombies typically end up migrating that far. Like, they'll probably push out a good ways, but especially that eastern half of the map where you have just east of West Point, they have those two bridges. I feel like that's going to be like a natural choke point where you're not going to see too many zombies push out of that really dense east part of the map. At least that's my guess. But I could be wrong. Oh yeah, we will have forward bases. Like, we haven't been doing forward bases, so right now my plan is we've done Ekron, and then we have a bunch of like little satellite places that are like the factory warehouse that do have a decent zombie population while not actually being a specific city. Hitting a bunch of those. Riverside's the first major city we're hitting, and we're mostly done with it. I do need to do some cleanup, and then need to do the pass where we honk our horn and all that to get the stragglers and all that. But at this point, we are seeing way less zombies there, just period. Which makes sense. We killed like over 10,000 zombies in the downtown area. But, okay. So we finished with that car. So let me pull up the map and kind of walk through what we're doing. First, no zombies. There shouldn't be. Okay. So the plan of action from the beginning was basically we hit Ekron first. Once Ekron was done, we were going to hit the Riverside area, which I'm considering like this whole area of the map, the Riverside area. As you can see, the country club we've done the factory area. Riverside, we've got most of Riverside cleared at this point. Like, we spent a long time in this main drag, and then just this all fell in like the course of 1 or 2 days, like actual 2 like days actually hunting. So I fully believe once we get it sometime, I'll be able to knock this out. I'm not going to worry about all the little individual farmhouses and all that up here and up here. But I probably will hit. There's a rest stop up here. I'll probably kill that. I'll kill this little like neighborhood down here. There's no rest stop area down here. I'll wipe out. But then we'll just like work our way down. But once I clear the stuff over here in the west, then we're gonna be just pulling down to Riverside or Rosewood. More than likely, the route we'll take is I will take this to the south, come down here, get rid of this boot camp because there's good stuff there, so we'll hit the boot camp, keep going south, hit Rosewood. Don't really have a plan for where we're going to make a base. There's a good chance there's a gas station here, I think. Good chance we'll just stay at the gas station short term, because I want to say this one has 2 stories and there's a like an apartment in the top. So we'll end up pushing this area and all that. We will be wiping out the prison. We'll be doing this. I know I want to hit the military base over here, but I'm not sure when. And the only hesitation is this is all dirt road here. And by this point, it's going to be completely overrun by trees, which means realistically I am going to have to cut trees the entire way up this road to reach it. So it's not even fighting the zombies. It's having to, skulk around the forest, chopping down a path of trees to get through, because I'm not walking through that crap. So that might be a later game one. I haven't decided what I'm doing with that. But after Rosewood, But after Rosewood, we're going to go down here. There's a drive-in movie theater. We'll clear that. We might poke our nose in some of these. I don't know about that yet. But then we're going to hit March Ridge. As you can see, March Ridge is very, very densely populated so far as the buildings. I expect this one to be very annoying to do because there is just one way in and out. We'll knock that out. We'll end up coming up here. We'll hit Muldrow. Which, when we go to hit Muldrow, we're going to be going from Ekron straight over to Muldrow. We're not going to go follow this route around. We're going to clear that, back out, go back to Ekron, then to Muldrow. Then we'll go from Ekron to West Point. We'll clear out West Point. And around West Point, I'm going to move my permanent base. I do intend to hit the lab. I don't know when I will hit the lab. And the reason for that is not the actual fighting. It's this dirt road is the reason I'm hesitant. Because I'm going to have to cut down an absolutely obnoxious number of trees to reach the lab with how much is going to be overgrown by now. Like, I fully intend to kill it. I don't know how I want to address this, because I don't want to walk through the trees, because that's just how you die. Just run into a zombie and get killed. So that'll be like, that's probably going to be one of the hardest places we do is the lab. But when we get to West Point, I think this is a gas station down here. Somewhere in this area is a gas station. We'll probably move our permanent base here at that point. Like, we'll no longer be going to Ekron at all. And then from there, we'll clear the mall, we'll clear the central, we'll do all this stuff, burn down this neighborhood. When I mean burn down, just kill the zombies, not actually burn down. And then I do plan for Louisville. I haven't quite decided where, but there's a good chance it'll be this warehouse. I'll probably move my main permanent base there, because I'm expecting this to be an absolute slog to deal with. So we'll just move this, we'll push in. And I have a feeling we're going to keep moving forward bases as we move around Louisville, because this thing is just such a densely, like a monstrously densely populated place. There is a good chance I might choose one of these buildings that's near the Central Park as a permanent base, maybe? Because this, while it's not exactly center, is close to center. So that's a possibility. But I do expect to just... I expect when we get that we're going to be in this area for almost ever, just beating on all the zombies as they pour out. Because if I'm not mistaken with Louisville, there's only like 2 or 3 ways into the main city. And so you have to go there. The only problem with that, I can't kill anyone, is the game doesn't actually have all zombies loaded at any given time. So, like, the zombies, once you get too far away from the player, they're just, as far as the game's concerned, they don't actually exist in the sense of responding to a bunch of stuff and all that. They'll still do stuff. Like, they'll migrate, because the game does have a thing that says, like, this cell up here is supposed to have 300 zombies, that cell is supposed to have 1,000 zombies. Trigger migration, some of the zombies move. But the zombies don't actually exist in the actual game so far as individuals until you get close enough. Oh, crap. Alright, change of all plans. What we were doing is no longer what we're doing. Prediction time. Because we got a helicopter. As always, the rules for the helicopter are as follows. If we suffer any kind of injury while the helicopter is around, and that injury proves to be fatal, then we have not survived the helicopter. I know I shouldn't worry about this, but I'm going to put the parts back real fast. But we will consider that a fatal helicopter. If I go to sleep after the helicopter leaves and we have not suffered any injuries, then we'll consider us having survived the helicopter. Oh, and it's supposed to be super foggy day, isn't it? Boo, where are we taking this helicopter? You know what, let's just do it downtown. We haven't done a helicopter in Ekron for probably like 4 months. No, probably longer than that, probably like 5 months. And we're already here. I don't think we have time to go to Riverside to do that. So we're just going to deal with it here. It's fine. I don't expect much to show up. So, it is what it is. Like, if we were clearing Riverside, that'd be like the place to do it. Do I want to do it here again? We've been doing it here. Yep, no, this is one of those ones I'm like, I have low concern of death. Let's go to the far south end of town. Because if we have more zombies here, it'll probably be there. And as a reminder, it doesn't matter if I die, like if I take an injury before the helicopter even shows up, that still counts against me as having not survived the helicopter. And the way I justify that is, we found out about the helicopter, we completely changed our way we're playing, dealing with stuff and all that, and that abrupt change is what got us killed, and therefore it's still the helicopter's fault. I am really hoping we don't get thick fog for the helicopter, because I will be pretty unhappy about that. But there's a good chance that is what's going to happen. But yeah, full disclosure, I don't expect this helicopter to be particularly bad. I expect this to be probably the tamest helicopter we've done so far this run. I could be wrong, because maybe to the south, the whole area is overrun by zombies. We haven't checked in pretty much literally forever. Not actually literally forever, just a very long time. Oh, the laundry map is probably really good for metalworking now I think about it. All those washing machines. Those washing machines are probably a good place to farm some metalworking. But this is why I like to leave the emergency channel on, regardless of whether or not I'm expecting helicopters. Especially when you have multiple helicopters on, because you never know when you've just lost track of your days. And there's danger. Because I would have not guessed we were getting a helicopter today. Alright, Colo, you sleep well. I think you hear the helicopter. Alright, there's a fireman's axe there, but I don't think we're going to get to pick it up before I forget where it is. Well, there's more than I'm expecting. We're fighting it, I just want to be away from the trees when we do. There's a gap in the zombies. I need to have my character eat. Or I'll take a strength penalty from not eating enough. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to take the time to shred all of them with how spread they all are, but we'll see. First thing is survive the helicopter. Like, I've debated at times making another label I can turn on and off, so I can just be like objectives, and then just change the objectives from like clear Riverside to just hit a button and just be like survive. So like the old meme from, was it Call of Duty who did that? I don't remember which. It was one of the first-person shooters did that, where it's like you have all these objectives you're supposed to achieve in this map, and it's just a gag because like halfway through you get ambushed or whatever. It just changed your objective. It just says survive. And like, I vaguely remember it was just on that map. You're basically just being completely overrun. So the idea is you have to keep like falling back more and more and more until there's just nowhere else to fall back. So it does genuinely give that, oh god, how do we make it kind of situation. I'm doing it. Bear with me. Because I want to do that. So we will paste a duplicate, hide the objectives. There we go. Yeah, there's been a few games that did that well. Like I definitely remember there's been a few games that, like, for story reasons, you know, you hop between characters, and they'll have that one character where they throw a completely overwhelming thing that it's scripted that you die, that's just what happens. And they'll do that thing again where it's just like, you know, survive or whatever. And that's just, it kind of lets you just go absolutely ham against a completely impossible fight. Yeah, the Project Zomboid tutorial. I still to this day, I know it is such a trolly tutorial, but I do absolutely love it. It's like, was it press Q to cure the disease or whatever? Or to use the antidote or whatnot? It's like, just kidding. But I'm feeling pretty good that there was clearly a couple hordes had shown up, because we did get a good like 50 plus kills. But it seems to be getting pretty quiet. So that tells me there was just a couple hordes that rolled into the area. We wiped them out, and now we're clear again. let's hurry. There was some behind us. Make ourselves a nice little corpse pile right here. I'm trying to bunch them up so I'm only fighting from one side at a time. Yeah, it's pretty common. Like, even though we've declared this area cleared, just because it's been a while, over time zombies do migrate around. They will fill in gaps. It's one reason why we made it a point to hop into the various areas, like set off sirens and all that, once a month or so, for that express purpose of dealing with the zombies that rolled back into the area. Why are we moving that slow? Even for moderate exertion, we should not be moving that slow. Am I overheating a lot? No, just unpleasant. Ooh, that's not what you like to see. I'm gonna go over this way, zombies, if you do not mind. Right. This field has gotten overgrown with trees because it's been a long time. I do not want to be wandering around this field. I want to get back out in the road. Like, that's the only reason I'm not fighting at the moment is all these trees. I do not want to be fighting in the trees. Because all it takes is not watching 1 second over, like, that zombie right over there. I may not even see and then be trouble. Huh, I might actually have to retreat from this. Because this is what, past 4 of this helicopter? And we're moving slow for some reason and I don't like it. Yep, it is about that time, it's looking like. There we go, we're no longer overburned at all. Much better. Is this past 5 on this helicopter? The helicopter pilot said, I am done with your garbage, bringing everyone. I mean, it's fair. The last helicopter was a one-passer, so just making up for us all. Thank you to follow. I will try and read what this is trying to tell me it's pronounced like in a moment, when I'm not dealing with whatever this is. If you all could just not be bunched up, I would much appreciate that. And usually you sort of get 2 waves, one for the fast shamblers, one for the slow. And this is why when someone's like, wait, you're holding 14 knives? And this is why we do it. Sometimes you just find yourself with 100 zombies to deal with, and you just want to make sure you got enough hunting knives. Pushed him, that usually means more aggro. That's fine. Okay, well they pushed us all the way back to our base. That's just how many we had to fight there. That said, I don't have my car, and I'm not cool with that. I would like my car back. There is going to be a good chance I'll probably find 20-something zombies surrounding our car. That's pretty typical when you do this type of situation, because the car, I have the radio on full blast, and it's a loud engine. I honestly don't know the answer to that. I can't kill anyone. That only matters for the execution animation, which only happens on the very last zombie you have aggroed. That said, if it is one of those situations where you aggro one zombie, execute them, which causes you to aggro others, that can be a problem. But generally it's only a problem when you're executing zombies, which only happens when you have one zombie aggroed, barring some pretty significant exceptions, like if I'm here and I'm killing a zombie over there, and there's a zombie coming around this way so I can't see it, I could execute in that scenario where then, you know, a couple seconds later I find myself in really big danger because a zombie just strolled up behind me. But to me that's like, alright, but you already misplayed the fight. Your positioning's bad enough that, like, it's not the execution that got you killed, it was you fought in a position you should not have fought. You should always avoid fighting near corners, right next to trees, stuff like that. Any place that you cannot see to make sure you're clear of zombies is a place to be avoided. That said, I don't think I've had my knife stick in a zombie for quite a while. But that isn't like any type of solid evidence or anything. Dauntless? Yeah, I gave Dauntless a good try. It wasn't bad. I enjoy it. It was a little bit, I don't know. Both Monster Hunter and Dauntless, they get a little bit too cartoony for me. But like, they're not bad games. It to me it was always like a very, very cartoony, animated, like Dark Souls-esque style. It's just skip out on all the little enemies and just go for a boss kind of thing. Which is cool. Like I liked the boss, I liked the beasts and everything you fought. And the controls are good, it's just the art style for me wasn't a good fit. Which is fine. Then they just kill the boss, kill the boss, kill the boss, hunt, that kind of thing. That game was a little much. Because I feel like you just need that many more things to kill. Gotcha. Alright, so we do have a horde up here. Maybe the car stalled? That'd explain why I don't see more zombies right at the car. No, car's running. And for the record, where you're probably going, wait, it takes you so many stabs to kill stuff with a short blade. Short blades suck. We are exerted. And exerted does cut your damage by like 20-30%. Normally we're hitting these zombies like we're 2 and 3 shotting them. And like the machete, I'd have a lot better chances of one-shotting and two-shotting them. The problem is the machete uses a decent amount of stamina. And so we're already halfway from into moderate exerted towards high exertion. I kind of made the assessment call, it's like, okay, there's very clearly more zombies than I can kill with the machete before we go high exertion. And high exertion is extremely dangerous. So I just made the call, it's like, alright, we're going to go ahead and do this the slower route. Make sure we keep our stamina up so we can keep fighting. That way I don't have to bail out in the middle. Because for a little while there, I was like, oh, I might just have to flat out retreat from this. I'm pretty sure we've killed a good couple hundred zombies today in an area that was considered... I mean, it's going to be considered clear again because we just killed 200-300 zombies or whatever that were in the area. So it's feeling a lot more clear than it did a minute ago. Alright, as much as I want to keep clearing, I think what we do is, because we're expecting bad weather anyway, what we do is we back out for the moment, get ourselves all rested, get some sleep, and then we'll come right back down here tomorrow, hunk our horn to draw any zombies that are still out in the area, bring them back together, finish the job. Alright, let's see. Do we have a bunch of stuff on us? We still have the car repair stuff, which kind of sucks. That's fine. Because the helicopter did interrupt us while we were doing that. But let's drop off the scrap electronics and all that. Yeah, I will say that was way more intense than I had anticipated that being, considering how much we've killed the zombies in the area. Like, we come back to this area almost every single week in game.